Welcome to our final Sunday talk of the year. Welcome to, what are we welcoming ourselves to? A wonderful day. Just think about the past year as we prepare ourselves for the coming year. Today's talk is going to lead us into a deeper understanding of, I think, what we all may have an opportunity to experience in this coming year. So the title of the talk today is called Hierarchy, the Sense of Synthesis, and the Plan. Now let me begin with a sweet story. In a time of great turmoil and forgetfulness, when the world seemed parched and barren, a wise Sufi master gathered his disciples. The whispers of the ancients speak of a hidden spring, he began. His voice like the rustling of leaves in a gentle breeze. A source of pure life-giving water that lies buried beneath the sands of time. It is said that when the world thirsts most, a gardener will appear to unearth this spring and nourish the land. The disciples, their hearts heavy with the weight of the world's sorrows, listened intently. "Who is this gardener, Master?" asked a young disciple, his eyes filled with longing. The sage smiled. "The gardener is the embodiment of compassion and wisdom, a being who appears in different forms throughout the ages. Some call him Maitreya. Others know him by different names, but his essence remains the same, a beacon of light in the darkness." "But Master," another disciple interjected, "when will this gardener appear?" "The world is parched and we are weary." The sage raised his hand, silencing the murmurs. "The gardener comes when we least expect him, when the need is greatest. But his arrival is not solely dependent on time. It also depends on our own readiness, our own thirst for the waters of truth." He continued, "Each act of kindness, each moment of contemplation, each seed of love we sow prepares the ground for the gardener's arrival. The more we cultivate our inner garden, the sooner the hidden spring will gush forth and quench the world's thirst." The disciples, inspired by the Great One's words, dedicated themselves to cultivating their inner gardens, spreading love and compassion wherever they went. They understood that the return of the Maitreya, the gardener, was not just a prophecy, but a promise that blossomed in every act of goodness, every step towards inner awakening. So this morning I'll be sharing information from the teaching about hierarchy, the plan, and a sense of synthesis. I will tell you this, it's going to be a little heavy, so pay attention. If you can, concentrate. In 1475, the hierarchy was having a meeting, we are told. They saw a great danger for the planet. As the intellect was developing, some people, instead of coming toward the hierarchy, were going toward matter. The hierarchy saw that there would be a grave danger from 1975 to 2025, which would be 50 years of grave danger for humanity. And they received a message, an order from Shambhala to prepare for externalization. Externalization means that the hierarchy is going to come to humanity and to live among us, as great masters once did during the Atlantean time, and also once in the Lemurian time. In the Lemurian time, the hierarchy came with humanity. You can read about it in the Bible where it says, the sons of God were walking among men, and they married the daughters of men. It says this in Genesis. So the hierarchy came and manifested. When the hierarchy came and manifested, the animal man developed and became a human being. Then the hierarchy came in the Atlantean time. In the Atlantean times, they developed tremendous powers in humanity. Later, these powers were misused. Part of them, and Atlantis, went undersea. We are told the hierarchy is coming again to the planet. This time, the manifestation or externalization of the hierarchy will create a tremendous tension in humanity. And whoever is able to receive that electricity, that power, that charge, they are going to enter into the hierarchy. So a great door is going to be opened to make humanity enter into the hierarchy. The teaching explains that the first time the hierarchy came about, the earth was destroyed by earthquakes. The second time, the earth was destroyed by water. And now we are very close to destroying the earth by fire. But now the members of the hierarchy think that they can prevent this destruction if humanity cooperates with the plan and sees the purpose. If we do not cooperate with the plan of the hierarchy, if we do not see the purpose, then we are going to destroy ourselves with fire. The destruction by fires will mean that for millions of years, there will be no life on this planet until the radioactivity and things are finished. Later, like little bugs will come and build bodies, or this or that. So evolution is going to start from the beginning. So imagine, it was in 1475. The hierarchy saw this danger, and they wanted Christ to reappear with his disciples. The reappearance of Christ with his disciples is called the externalization of the hierarchy. Those who do not see the purpose and will not cooperate with the plan of hierarchy are going to be sent into pralaya. For example, let us say that part of us didn't make it. It means that we will enter into educational classes again, but these classes will be out of body in the ethers for millions and millions of years. This will continue until the new cycles, the new solar system come, and those that did not make it will not have a place to enter. Now, once we return in the new cycles, what's going to happen to those that went into pralaya? They're going to try their best. Mostly they will be the teachers of the animal kingdom because they are advanced. But when the animal kingdom becomes human, listen to this, when the animal kingdom becomes human and needs teachers, these backward souls that were rejected and went into pralaya will be called back to teach them. Actually, by today's standards, being a teacher to the animal kingdom is going to be a punishment. They will be from the pool of those who worked against, think of this, who worked against goodness and truth and beauty in today's society. So, in 1475, they saw a great danger. One of the masters, writing about the world situation, said that he sees a great and heavy cloud in the Middle East. This was written very early in 1930 or 31. He said that this cloud extends into various areas. Eventually, as we have seen, they had terrible wars and destruction wherever that cloud went, as he foretold in that letter. They saw this in 1475. Now, in 1945, in the June full moon, the teachings tell us the Gemini full moon, Christ decided that he would stand with humanity for another 2,000 years. For another 2,000 years, we will have Christ as the center of the hierarchy. Then after that, he's going to leave his position to Master Gatumi. Gatumi is preparing himself to be the Christ. Lord Maitreya is the Christ. If you read the teachings, you will learn that Christ has 7 names. These are esoteric names. The first name is Christ. The second name is Desire of all nations. The third name is Bodhisattva, which means radioactive person. All intuitive and radioactive rhythmic. This is Sattva. The fourth name is Maitreya. The fifth name, which is mentioned in the Vishnu Puranas, is called the Kalki avatar. This name means an avatar who is interested only in the masses of humanity. He is not for individuals or groups or a nation, but for the whole. The sixth name is Imam Mahdi, which is the Islamic name for Christ. In some Muslim countries near a mosque, a white horse is tied so that when the Imam Mahdi comes, the horse is ready. There is one in Persia, there is one in Damascus, and one in Egypt. They think that he suddenly will appear and the horse will be ready, the white horse. And the most esoteric name is Aquarius, the water bearer. Christ said, I am the water of life. Those who drink of me will never be thirsty anymore. What he was thinking about was his wisdom and energy and cosmic information, cosmic awareness. If people receive this information, they will never be thirsty anymore. They will need nothing else anymore. So now let me talk a little bit about synthesis. Synthesis is the ability to see the oneness of everything and find your own place in the scheme of oneness. But to develop the sense of synthesis, you have to have a purpose and then a plan. To develop a sense of synthesis, you have to have a purpose and then a plan. So you can relate this now to yourselves and this coming year. For example, if you have a purpose, let's say of building a temple, you're going to make a plan. We made a plan when we bought our sanctuary here. You go to an architect and say, I want a plan, a blueprint, because I have a purpose, and the purpose is to build a temple. Now, after you have the purpose and the plan, now you're going to know where to put everything. For example, bricks are not related to the windows if they're not in the plan. But if you have a plan, the windows, the doors, the bricks, the wood, the lights, the electricity, everything else is related. So synthesis is the purpose. The plan explains the synthesis, and the programming works out the synthesis. The plan explains the synthesis, and the programming works out the synthesis. Do you see? Okay. So synthesis of the purpose. Let us say that the purpose is to build a temple because we want to have meetings in the temple. So the architect makes a plan, and in that plan we know where and what to put. If we have a plan for this room, then we know that the carpet must be there, the carpet must be here, the window must be there, the door must be there. So synthesis can be developed if we develop the purpose, if we develop the purpose, if we sense the purpose. If we sense the purpose of life, then everything finds its right location. I think back when we first purchased our sanctuary, and it was just a house. It was just a farmhouse with a big barn. Remember that? And a lot of property with, oh my gosh, the fellow that we bought the property from must have been a contractor, because we had a lot of heavy equipment, which we finally have mostly moved off the property. But we gutted the whole building and brought in people that were wood makers, and they created window treatments out of cherry wood that's so beautiful. And they took that same wood and put it into our cabinets and into the kitchen. And then we have an altar that is made of the cherry wood that is so beautiful. And then a friend of ours a member that lives in Florida, made stained glass of peacocks that went into the doors of the cabinets in the kitchen. And then, of course, we painted everything. In our book room, we had bookshelves made for all the books, and a glass cabinet for everything, and, an office. And we have an interesting room that's never had any electronics in it. Imagine that. Imagine having a room in your house that have no electronics. And we call that our reading room. And we use it for various purposes. So we had that sense of synthesis. We had the sense of purpose, understood the plan, and programmed it all. And now we have a beautiful sanctuary. If we sense the purpose of life, then everything finds its right location. Humanity, hierarchy, and Shambhala are divided into 3 categories. Shambhala brings the purpose. See how interesting it is. Shambhala brings the purpose, and Shambhala is the law of synthesis. Also, Shambhala in a person is the monad, M-O-N-A-D, monad. The monad is the highest manifestation of the human being, the core of the human being. The sense of synthesis is the monadic sense. It is found in our monadic light. The highest aspect of a human being is the monad. In the monad, there is a sense that is called, guess what? Yes, the sense of synthesis. Hierarchy is a plan, which is the law of universality. The hierarchy penetrates into Shambhala, understands the purpose, and then makes the plan. Humanity tries to understand the plan, brings it into manifestation through the initiates, through advancing disciples, through aspirants, bringing it into manifestation so that the purpose works out through humanity. It's so beautiful, and I hope you understand it. So let me explain it in this way. We have humanity. Humanity is a center in the body of this planet. Humanity is one center in the body of this planet. Hierarchy is composed of those human beings who have passed the third, fourth, and fifth initiations. Humanity is built of non-initiates. Humanity is built of non-initiates and the first and second degree initiates. Immediately when you take the third initiation, you start your affiliation with the ashrams of the hierarchy. That is why in the esoteric books we are told that the third initiation is actually the first initiation. So what is the third initiation? The third initiation is called the transfiguration. Transfiguration means your physical, emotional, and mental bodies are totally transformed and enlightened. Together, transformed and enlightened together, and the light of the inner self radiates out through your physical, emotional, and mental bodies. Once you reach that state, you enter the first steps of the hierarchy. The hierarchy is built of third, fourth, fifth degree initiates. Okay, so next is Shambhala, and Shambhala is formed of sixth and seventh and eighth and ninth degree initiates. So we have hierarchy that's built of third, fourth, and fifth initiates. We have humanity that is built of non-initiates plus first and second degree initiates. Now we have Shambhala that is formed of sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth degree initiates. Humanity was first formed by Kumaras who came from Venus, but they all left. The Kumaras left. Gradually, human beings achieved and replaced them. Even Buddha, we are told, left the hierarchy, and he is somewhere else now. So these are the three centers, Shambhala, hierarchy, and humanity. There are also planetary, solar, and galactic centers. The Shambhala center contacts the solar logos, the solar life, and takes direction. Our Earth has its headquarters. Our solar system has its headquarters, and our galaxy also has its headquarters. Shambhala contacts the higher tower of the solar system. Shambhala contacts the higher tower, this is Shambhala, of our solar system, which contacts the galactic center. Do you see how this works? It's so amazing. Contacts the galactic center to receive direction. 2 or 3 years ago, during the White Mountain Education Agni Yoga Living Ethics Annual Conference, I talked about these towers. I think the lecture may be on our YouTube channel, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check it out. So what is happening in the galaxy? What must we do? From the galaxy, the order comes that we are now speeding, let's say, 50 miles an hour. The direction comes to the tower of the solar system, from the galactic to the solar. 50 miles per hour. So everybody arranges everything according to this cosmic direction. You with me? Okay. When we're developing a sense of direction, we must intuitively or instinctively feel what is going on in this light and adjust ourselves or adapt ourselves to that direction. And I believe, so many believe, the year 2025 will be this year of adaptation, the year of initiation, where we must tune into that direction. So Shambhala takes its direction from the Solar Lord, and the Solar Lord takes his direction from the Galactic Lord, and now they know what is going to happen. 1475. They knew what was going to happen. 1975 to 2025. Amazing. So these things occur especially during the 3 major full moons of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, and also at other special full moons. At the exact time of the full moons, the 3 headquarters make a contact. Okay, so now Shambhala receives direction. When Shambhala receives the direction is now changed into will, and will is the purpose. The purpose or the will comes to the hierarchy, and it turns into love and the plan. The plan comes to humanity and changes into programming, labor, and intelligence. We should have a diagram that draws everything. Then also the human being has this sense of synthesis, which is the self within us, like the Shambhala of our planet. You have a Shambhala within you that is called the head center, or the deeper aspects, in its deeper aspects, the monad. Then we have the heart center within us, which corresponds to the hierarchy. It is the heart that plans. And we have a throat center, which corresponds to humanity. The throat center is a symbol of humanity. It is the creative center that takes the plan and the purpose and programs it intelligently. So, synthesis is a sense of purpose. The sense of synthesis is the ability to see the purpose and the plan so that you can arrange your life according to them. It is so important to understand what I'm saying. When we see the plan, humanity is related. If we don't see the plan, every nation or person is going to work for itself. No one then will have this sense of universality. But when we have a plan, everyone and everything is related. When we have a purpose, everybody is united. I think of Facebook. You know, people really diss the media and social media and Facebook and others that I'm not even involved with. But I really like Facebook, and the reason I do is because, at least where my focus seems to be with Facebook, it brings in the most caring human beings who love the animal kingdom. They put their lives in jeopardy. The human will put his or her life in jeopardy to save an animal that's drowning or that has a noose around its neck that's choking its air out of it. These are, you know, just terrible, terrible scenes that you see, but a human comes and saves the animal. And the animals are saving themselves. You see a mother lion with little kitty cats, or a big golden retriever nurturing little kitty cats. You know, so this is, even the animal kingdom has a sense of synthesis that's united. They're not going to say, look, you're a cat, I'm a dog, I want nothing to do with you. So we as humans must not only look respectfully at what the animals are displaying to us, but we must take care of one another in the same way. When the purpose is seen, we are totally united. We are music. We are a symphony. We are synthesized. 4,000 years ago, Christ gave the first teaching to humanity through the Bhagavad Gita. 2,000 years ago, Christ gave the teaching on the level of the hierarchy, and he gave the New Testament on the line of love. We are told in the future, Christ is going to teach on the level of Shambhala, and his teaching will be the yoga of synthesis, the yoga of resurrection. Happy New Year.